That's what I'm talking about, baby!
Every once in a while, the worlds collide, right?
Pressure, man. I don't know if I had enough to hold it that way. I don't really like it. I just have to hold it. Okay, yeah. Well, once we got here, you know, changed it a little bit.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Anderson High School once again, back at home here on a Tuesday evening for yet another broadcast of Trojan basketball here on Vype Live. Your Trojans enter tonight's contest at 6-25, 2-10 in district play. Their opponent, the Del Valle Cardinals, enter at 6-17, 3-8 in district play. Anderson back at home, back a little bit more at full strength here tonight, getting some of those guys back that have been missing some time. I was out this last Friday where Anderson dropped the game on the road at Lake Travis. That one was a 20-point spread, so a little bit closer than the last time those two teams got together. Del Valle is also coming off a loss against Lake Travis. That one 51-33 back on the 23rd. This is about a week off for Del Valle. The last time they played was on the 23rd, so they have this Friday, or last Friday off, whereas Anderson has this Friday off. Going to go ahead and look at the standings here a little bit. Lake Travis at 10-1. Johnson sitting at 10-2, coming off a loss to Bowie. Maybe a bit of a surprise there. Westlake tied at 10-2 there. Bowie at 7-4. And Dripping Springs at 5-7. They've been falling off a little bit here. Aikens at 4-8, and they're heating up. Just beat Dripping Springs. Del Valle at 3-8. Anderson at 2-10. Austin at 1-10. So a big opportunity here for Anderson to keep themselves out of that last spot. Would give them a couple games over Austin, who they still have to play one more time this season. As I said, Anderson will be off this Friday. Some other games going on in district tonight. Lake Travis goes on the road to Dripping Springs. Might be a bit of a big one. Westlake at Austin and Aikens at Bowie. And this Friday, Bowie at Westlake. That becomes a little bit more interesting with Bowie sitting at 7-4, Westlake at 10-2. Still just a couple minutes before we get started here. We do apologize for this late start. The freshman and JV games got going a little bit late, but just about time for both these teams to head back to their benches. We'll have the anthem and the announcements of our starting lineups. Jackson Gill and Caden Williford will be suited out here tonight. You see here at the center of the court, captain's meeting, you got Jackson Gill and Campbell Duncan. But the last time these two teams got together was back in 2023 in December. It was a 62-50 win for Del Valle, and a game that Anderson really just sort of came out flat. That was their last game before Christmas, I believe. But now a minute and a half before the start of this one, Jackson Gill had a monster night against Del Valle the first time around. He had 26 points. I'd like to thank you for tuning into the broadcast. As I said, getting started a little bit late. My name is Jack Farrell. I will be joining you here this evening as normal. But a pretty good sized crowd here in the gym. Plenty of Anderson fans in the stands. The student section starting to fill up a little bit more here. But for now, we're going to go ahead and step aside as Anderson goes back to the bench. But not before we thank our sponsors on tonight's broadcast, the trial attorneys of Howery, Breen, and Herman. Thankful for everything that they do for us and for Anderson Athletics. And we'll be back in 30 seconds, and we will have, we'll go right down to the PA in just a minute.
Ladies, welcome to tonight's contest between the visiting Cardinals from Del Valle and your Anderson Trojans. If you would, please rise. Gentlemen, take off your caps. Tonight we have a special guest. He's going to be playing the national anthem. He's a sophomore here at Anderson. He's one of my favorite patients, Mr. Heath Hogan. and gentlemen, that's not your grandma's version of the national anthem, unless you're from the 80s. Takes me back. All right, let's do it. Thank you for attending tonight's matchup between the Del Valle Cardinals and your Anderson Trojans. One of the missions of extracurricular school activities is to teach lessons of teamwork, sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity. It's up to the coaches, administrators, parents, and fans of each team to provide the direction under which good sportsmanship can prosper and have a positive impact on our children. The value of lessons learned will last a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do the starting lineups. To my left, the Cardinals of Del Valle. They coming into tonight at 7 and 16, 3 and 8 district, head coached by Marvin Hall, Brian Alva's assistant, Kendrick Allen, Andre Beckworth, and Aaron Jackson. The starting lineups. He's a guard at 6'1". He's a sophomore. Actually, he's a junior. Number 2, Jack, but not the one in the box, Terry. He's a guard at 5'11". He's a senior. Number 3, Kevin, not 1, 2, or 3, but Foreman. He's a guard at 5'8". He's a junior. Number 5, Keandre, I always run hot and never Coleman. He's a guard at 6'3". He's a sophomore. Number 10, Richard, I'm a ball Hawkins. And rounding out the starting lineup, he's a guard, but he stands 6'7". He's a sophomore. Number 33, Nicholas, I wish McDonald's would bring back the McLean. Now, put your hands together for your Anderson Trojans. Trojans coming to tonight's contest 6 and 25, 2 and 10 district. They're coached by head coach Eric Swanson, assisted by Stratton, Chavez, Harthen, and Mr. Bo Williams. Let's do the starting lineups. I asked him before the game for a nickname. Here we go. He's a guard, 5'9", sophomore. He wears number 1, Luke with the cool hand McReynolds. Number 6, he's 6 foot tall. He's a sophomore. Number 5, Noah, I shoot free throws better than Kendrick Perkins. He's a forward at 6'2". He's a senior. Number 10, Caden, I canceled my appointment today, Williford. He's a guard at 6'2". He's a senior. Number 4, Jackson, I'm back for good, Gil. And rounding out the starting lineup, a forward, 6'5", senior. Number 21, Campbell. Yes, it was 39, Duncan. 39 points, that is. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax. We got 3 gentlemen in the black and white. 2 of them are really good and one of them's not.
All right. Good to be back at home. Good to have the starting lineup back.
Give that to you.
8 minutes up on the clock. Both teams headed to the center circle. Nicholas McLean and Campbell Duncan will be tipping things off. Del Valle in the gray road uniforms. Anderson, of course, in their home blue and white. McLean wins the tip-off, sends it into the backcourt. That's number 5, Keandre Coleman. Had 14 the last time these two teams played. Was the team high for the Cardinals. McLean with it up top. Now to the left side. That's Terry. Now back to Terry. They're looking to get it into Hawkins here in the post. He's doubled. That's Gill and Williford, and we will have a foul. Looks like they're going to get Gill with it on the floor.
Fouls on the floor going to be on the Trojans. Number 4, Jackson Gill, his first team foul.
So 20 seconds in, Trojans already pick up the team foul. Now pass into McLean. Over the right side, that's Kevon Foreman. Now they do get it into Hawkins. Hawkins going to pull up with the jump shot. No good. Rebound strong for Gill. 30 seconds gone. Perkins pushing the pace for the Trojans. Now back to Jackson. They'll get it back to Campbell Duncan. Now back to Campbell. Del Valle does have some size inside as Gill gets all the way to the basket. Maybe got away with a little jump ball action, but instead Gill fights through contact, gets to the basket, lays it up for 2, and Anderson strikes first. Not many times this season have we been able to save that. And now diving to the floor. Tough play as always as Caden Williford. Glad to have him back as well. Up ahead, Gill. Jackson going to fire for three. Welcome back, Jackson.
Same guy, but that's a 3.
5 points early. The Trojans lead it by 2 scores. Now Del Valle with possession. Kevon Foreman with the ball. Double team comes. Campbell Duncan picking him up. Now back up top. Hawkins gets it off. Keandre Coleman, like I said, really gave the Trojans some issues the last time these two teams played back in December. Now he'll drive into the paint, stops, pops, and gets it to go.
For 2, Keandre Coleman.
So Del Valle on the board, Coleman on the board. Now here are the Trojans on offense. Campbell taking it himself, going to pull up from the mid-range, hook shot no good. Del Valle the other way and off and running. Now this one blocked by Perkins. What a swat. You can hear the sound of the leather from here. Now pushing pace is Luke McReynolds. He loses it, gets it back, dishes it off to Williford. Caden going to put his back to the basket. He turns and fires, gets it to go. So a good start for Anderson, who's played much better at home lately. Went down to the wire against Westlake the last time they played in this gym. Now with it on the left wing is Kevon Foreman. They get it into the post. That's Richard Hawkins. Gill defending. Already has 1 foul. Foreman goes above. McLean can't get the board. Perkins chases it down after it took a couple bounces. But now Anderson with possession. 2.5 gone. They lead it 7-2. Trap coming here at half court potentially. Just 1. Set off to Campbell Duncan. Now left side, that's Perkins. Noah into the paint, back outside. Williford going to fire from 3. That's no good. The rebound goes Del Valle's way. And we have a whistle. And I believe a timeout for Del Valle. It'll just be 30 seconds.
30-second timeout.
But a much better start for Anderson than we have seen for much of the season. They do get into the scoring column first. Jackson Gill, 5 points already. The scoreboard says no team fouls. Anderson has 1.
The Junior Bells. Should be a lot of fun.
Coming back here out of the timeout, Del Valle will break the huddle first. Coach Hall not liking what he saw from his team to get started. And now coming out of the bench. Looks like no substitutions here for either squad. 5:06 to go here in the first quarter. It'll be Richard Hawkins to inbound. Had 6 points the first time these two teams played. Now inbound to Coleman. Right side. Foreman with it. Looking for Hawkins up top. They get it to McLean, who has the smallest guy against the tallest guy. McLean, 1 dribble, pull up, can't get it to go. Rebound goes long, and Jackson Gill has it. Jackson off to Luke. Luke pushing ahead. Here's Perkins, went through his hands. Now Terry takes it away. McLean threw it off his back, and McReynolds able to come and save it. Now off to Perkins after the unforced error from Del Valle. Williford now off to Perkins. Gill. Looks like he's content to take his time here on this offensive possession. Foreman comes out to defend. Had it, lost it. Didn't quite step on the line there, it looked like. Now kick to the corner. Perkins open for 3. His shot good. Noah Perkins hits Anderson's second 3 of the first quarter. He's got 3. Gill has 5. Williford has 2. Makes 10-2 for Anderson. Now McLean. Back to Hawkins. It's a pretty short bench here for Del Valle. Terry tried to get it inside. Williford instead will take it away. 3:55 here, halfway through the first quarter. Perkins being defended by Terry. Now McReynolds going to attack. And nice dish off to Williford. Caden, 1 dribble, got his man up in the air, and he led to the line for some free throws. And with this Anderson team, how good they've been defensively for most of this season. It's good to see them get off to a very hot start on offense as we're getting ready for some substitutions for the Trojans. Mearswell will check in, I believe, along with Schaefer. First one up and good. Looks like Williford will check out if he makes this one. Mearswood did not check in. Is 2 for 2 from Caden Williford. Is an excellent sign there for the Anderson Trojans. They lead it by 10 here with 4 minutes and 17 seconds gone in the ballgame. I don't think team fouls are correct up on the scoreboard. I believe it is 1-1 as Gill did pick one up early on. Now left side, that's Keandre Coleman. Now Foreman. To get it to McLean. He's gone far away from the basket for the biggest guy on the court as Terry gets to the basket around McReynolds, lays it up and in for his first bucket of the game. Makes it 12-4. Schaefer in. Just passed it off to Luke McReynolds. Luke working on Coleman. Pulls it back off to Gill. Haven't looked much to Campbell Duncan yet. 14 points the last time these two teams played. Gill puts it on the floor. Jackson into the paint, all the way to the basket. A foul called. And we'll see where this is. Foul will go against Foreman. And, yep, they're going to give it to him on the continuation, so he'll head to the line. It was in the act. First one no good for Gill. .256 here in the first quarter. As Jackson gets that one off the front of the rim to roll home. He's got 6 points. The Anderson Trojans have 13. Now pushing the pace is Coleman. He gets all the way to the basket. Nice finish around the cup. Makes it 13-6. Off to Schaefer. Perkins getting ready to check back in. Here's Campbell Duncan putting it on the deck. He dribbles into the double team and kicks to the corner. It's Owen Schaefer for three. That's no good. Campbell strong for the rebound. Lost it off his foot. That'll be out of bounds. Del Valle ball. 2:27 to go here in the quarter. Substitutions. Keandre Sharp into the game, along with Kentarius Hamilton. McLean and Hawkins, the big guys out there for Del Valle. Hamilton in, along with Sharp and Coleman. Up top, that is Hawkins. Looking for McLean, it's no good. The 5 on the floor for Anderson is Drew Donahue, Owen Schaefer, Jackson Gill, Noah Perkins, and Sol Mearswa. 2:10 to go. Gill back there, not a lot of help. Able to get it across, no problem. Jackson on the right side. Mearswa coming to set the screen. Gill goes the other way. Euro step into a lot of traffic. Diving to the floor is Donahue, but Del Valle able to take it away. Coleman lost it off his foot, got it back, still pushing the pace, into the lane, dishes it off. Hamilton gets it to go. Nice play in transition from Keandre Coleman. Now here's Schaefer, down to a 5-point lead. Donahue took a lot of contact there. And a timeout here for Anderson. You see that a lot from the Trojans, the timeout in the middle of the possession. Will just be 30 seconds, so both teams burning a 30-second timeout here in the first quarter. It's a 1:32 left to go here in the opening frame. Good crowd here on a Tuesday. This is the only game the Trojans will be playing this week.
It's always fun to have the cheerleaders here again, ladies and gentlemen.
Next time, next broadcast we will be on the road out at Dripping Springs, going to head to the southeast. And then at Austin High. So a pair of road games this week before we come back for our final game of the season. And it is a home game. They will host the Bowie Bulldogs on February the 13th. Hard to believe the end of the season coming up so rapidly. Owen Schaefer to inbound here for the Trojans. Into Mearsville. Now Gill on the right side, puts it on the deck. Gill. Massive game against Del Valle last time out, 26 points for him. Trying to go in between the defenders, and now Gill going to pick up the foul here. Getting stepped on, but that's going to be 2 for Gill.
Number 4, Jackson Gill, second.
Del Valle slowly cutting into the big lead for Anderson after the hot start has slowed down. Keandre Coleman there with 4 points already. He's small, but he can get downhill, and he's a very good finisher around the basket. There is Hamilton. Gets it into Hawkins. Mearswood defending. Now back outside. There's Sharp. Lobbing into McLean. Campbell Duncan knocked it out. Exactly 60 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Coleman to inbound. And they'll go back out. Hawkins with it. Hamilton, 2 points in the game for him. Now Sharp working on Schaefer. Going to step back into the mid-range, not there. Hamilton also now stuck without a dribble. 13-8 here in the early going. McLean with it up top. They get it to Coleman. He'll go to the basket. Lost it going up, but it ricocheted right to McLean, and he got the rattle. So a fortuitous bounce there for Del Valle has them down to a 1-possession deficit. There is 24 seconds to go here in the quarter. Trojans really could use a bucket here after starting so well. Was 10-2. Campbell Duncan skips across, looking for the ball back, and Schaefer waited too long. McLean up to Coleman, spins at the basket, no good. Hawkins had it for a moment. Mearswood gets it back, and that's how the first quarter will end. It's 13-10. Gill leads all scorers here early with 6. Williford with 4 for the Trojans, 3 for Perkins. Coleman leading the way with 4 for the Del Valle Cardinals. Going to step aside here for just a moment, but not before we thank our sponsors on tonight's broadcast, the trial attorneys at Howery, Breen, and Herman, some of the best supporters of Trojan athletics that we have around. 8 minutes up on the clock here for quarter number 2, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Anderson basketball on Vype. Will be white ball. Anderson with possession and the lead, but a small one, just 3 points here into the second quarter as McReynolds had his pocket picked.
Still finished Coleman.
As they've really got one guy you need to slow down, and Anderson hasn't done it here. He's got 6 of his team's 12. They're nearly another turnover, and Drew Mathis has the ball. He's into the game for the first time. It's starters minus Gill plus Mathis as Campbell Duncan all the way to the basket, dishes it off. Nice feed to Noah Perkins. That's his second make of the day. He's up to 5. So Anderson able to get the bucket back. Back now to a 3-point game. As Hamilton all the way to the paint, and finishing at the basket is Richard Hawkins for his first basket of the game. McReynolds off to Mathis. Looking for McReynolds. Luke going to drive the baseline, dishes it off to Perkins. Kick to the corner for Williford. Now back up top. Campbell Duncan going to fire away. Short off the front of the rim, and Del Valle with possession. Hamilton lost it. Off to Mathis. Now Drew into the front court, and he'll reset things off to McReynolds. Luke. Now Drew into the corner for Williford. Lob inside. Campbell Duncan all alone at the basket. That's Campbell's first basket of the game. Good to see him get going at 17-14. Now Coleman. 6 points in the game for him. Now up top for Hawkins. Now Sharp. He'll pull up. High arcing jumper, no good, but there at the basket for the rebound is Hawkins. Jumped over everybody in his second basket here in the quarter. Crossing, McReynolds had it poked away from behind by Coleman. Now Mathis trying to chase him down, and he can't do it. Another layup in the open court for Keandre Coleman, and Del Valle has their first lead of the game. Perkins off to Duncan, Campbell into the paint, bumping off Hawkins, gets to the basket, no good. McLean tips the rebound to himself, but Williford there to take it away. Campbell Duncan waits. A lot of contact for Campbell. He gets the layup to go, but no call. Trojans have the lead back. It's been back and forth here in the second quarter. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the half. Not a lot of fouls been called here early. As they get it to McLean, he'll rise and fire over Campbell Duncan. No good. Long rebound goes to Perkins. He'll push it ahead to Campbell. Campbell crosses over into the middle of the court, all the way to the basket. Contact, gets it to go, and the foul.
Sacco, count the basket. Fouls on Cardinals number 20, Keandre Sharp, his first.
Back-to-back buckets for Campbell Duncan. He's up to 6 with the free throw pending. Saraf checking in along with Schaefer. Luke McReynolds and Drew Mathis head to the bench. Campbell's free throw short, missed everything. Anderson back with a 3-point lead. We are even here in the second quarter. McLean with it outside. He's got 2. Now back outside for Hawkins. He'll put it on the floor, attacking Schaefer. Going over Owen. No good, rattling out. This one batted around and into the hands of Caden Williford. Schaefer bringing the ball up for the Trojans. As Gill on the bench with those 2 fouls. Owen to his left. They get it back to Duncan. Hawkins going to defend him. Campbell crosses back. Hawkins got his hands all over him. Now back to Owen. .430 to go here in the first half. Back out for Perkins. Noah. Dish off to Campbell. Campbell into the paint. Good feed off to Williford. Count the assist for Campbell Duncan. There's 3 Trojans with 6 points. Gill, Williford, and Campbell Duncan all the way to the cup is Coleman and 1. Again, stop 5. He's the one guy. He's got 10.
Schaefer.
Mears will in. Williford going to check out. Free throw no good. Campbell there on the rebound. Coleman had 14 the last time out. He's already has 10 here. Campbell crosses left. Looking at the basket. Now off to Mearswa. Hand off back to Campbell Duncan. He'll fire away from 3. This one no good. Rebound into the hands of Jack Terry. Coleman, to the basket. That was Foreman. McLean gets it back, and they're going to get Perkins on the foul. Noah doesn't like the call. Looked pretty clean from here. And now Nicholas McLean back to the line. 13 points in the first game for him.
Team second to the line for the Cardinals. Nicholas McLean, 2 shots.
No good. Saraf out, Gill in. Still 23-20. Second free throw coming from McLean. That one also no good, so he goes 0 for 2. Campbell Duncan there on the glass. Push ahead, Perkins. McLean picks him up. Go back out for Gill. 3:35 and counting. Gill crosses back, had it poked away. Going to have to go chase it down. Does, and it's poked out of bounds by Foreman. It'll stay here. Into the backcourt. Duncan to the left side, off to Schaefer. We go back to Campbell Duncan. He's into the paint. It's going to go right at McLean. Turn around, no good, but it'll work as a pass to Mearsway. Soul can't finish, and that'll go out of bounds. Look like off Terry, and it is. Duncan doing a little bit too much around the basket there. Gill just goes into Mearswa. Safety valve. Soul back to the basket. Hawkins got to him and then kicks to the corner. Wide open is Duncan. No good. He's struggled from the outside here today. Crossing under 3 minutes to go. Coleman tried to feed it ahead to Terry. It'll go out of bounds. White ball. Three minutes to go. Trojans 2 team fouls to Del Valley's 1 here in the quarter. Screen comes from Mearswa. Gill going to rise and fire on the pull-up 3. No good. Rebound to Hawkins. Anderson cold here in quarter number 2. Hawkins going at Gill, who already has 2 fouls. Foreman to the basket. Gill, a lot of contact, no call. Gets it back, gets the layup. Gill went flying. Instead, it's 23-22 now. Foreman with his first bucket on the game following his own miss. Duncan to the basket. Got around the defender, no good. Now a couple Trojans taking each other out. Del Valle will have an opportunity in transition. Foreman can't get it to go. Again, a lot of contact, and this time they will get the whistle. Williford going to check in, as is Saraf. It looks like they're going to get Perkins there. 2 on Noah. Foreman to the line with a chance to give his team the lead. Still with the opportunity to tie. McReynolds also into the game. Gill going to check out. So it's Schaefer, Williford, Saraf, Campbell Duncan, and Luke McReynolds. And 1 for 2. Foreman's got 3 points to match his jersey number. And it is 23-23. Under 2 minutes to play. Anderson's led by as many as 10. As here's Luke. Coleman picking him up. Coleman's able to pick his pocket a couple times so far today. Now off to Campbell Duncan. Campbell going to try and get downhill. Crosses behind his back. Gets all the way to the basket. Lost it going up. Hawkins took it away. Now back out. Coleman going to try and drive to the basket. Spins, maybe a travel, but instead Terry's going to drive to the basket. Gets to the cup, lays it in. His second bucket of the game. Del Valle with the lead, 23-25. Anderson struggling offensively here in quarter number 2. After the hot start, not much to write home about as Foreman going to get the jump. Possession arrow goes with Del Valle. .109 to go. Kick to Hawkins. Coleman moves through. Richard Hawkins, 4 points in the game. Now back up top for Coleman. And a foul call. That's Anderson's last foul to give. 52 seconds left.
On the Trojans, number 24, Owen Schaefer, his second, team 4.
So Del Valle will be shooting on the next foul. And a little too much on that one. It'll go out of bounds. So 47 seconds left. We'll see what the Trojans do. Sometimes they like to hold for the final shot as long as this. About 45 seconds is as long as they'll usually go. But Hawkins picking up Duncan, the forward this far from the basket. Now off to Schaefer. Now into Saraf. Nickman stuck without a dribble off to Williford. Looking inside for Duncan. It'll be knocked away and out of bounds. Del Valle can't save it. 25 seconds left now for Anderson. And they'll go back for Duncan. Got to be careful there. McLean's got long arms. 20 seconds to go. No timer on him. Now down to 10 seconds. Duncan getting something going. Off to Saraf. Saraf doubled. Over to Williford. Caden at the basket. Hesitates. Hangs. Bangs. And one.
Not the basket. Double. Was on the Cardinals, number 5.
Big half for Caden. He's got 8. Coleman picks up the foul there. Mathis checking in. 5 seconds to go. Anderson has tied the game. No fouls to give for the Trojans. Free throw up, free throw good. 9 points in the half for Caden Williford. Now Terry passed ahead. McReynolds read it all the way. Campbell Duncan will have a chance. Rises over 2. No. McReynolds there. Gets it to go. That'll count for Luke McReynolds beating the buzzer to give Anderson a 3-point lead at the half, which is how much they led by at the end of the first quarter. So erasing that deficit. And what a finish. Acrobatic for Luke McReynolds to give the Trojans 28 to Del Valle's 25, and we are at the break. What a play by McReynolds there at the end of the half, reading the Del Valle pass. The Cardinals were not looking up. As Anderson was coming to ambush their pass up ahead on the floor, and now gives them a 3-point lead. And now we'll go ahead and send it down to the halftime entertainment, the Trojan Bells, I believe.
The award-winning Junior Bells. They've won nationals twice, internationals 3 times, and they won the Northwest Hills every year since 1982.
So we will come back here momentarily as they step out onto the floor. Thank you to the PA.
Shout out for the Junior Bells.
And that'll do it for us here in the first half.
Get your dance on. Get your dance on. You too, Hunter. I think that meant it was over. My bad, I had the music. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Junior Bells. Once again, champions of Northwest Hills, best drill team around in the 7th grade and 8th grade. Shout out to the Merckson kiddos. Well done. You don't know about me. I forgot to say, shout out to Landry Williford, ladies and gentlemen. She came over and said I had to.
Hey, you can't leave, Andy.
Another shout out, Abby Calder. Abby.
Listen, are you seeing Andy?
Greg, get yo out of here.
I'm gonna go to watch the stay here.
On the court now we have Anderson's C team. C means see how bad they are.
Back in out of halftime. We'll take you through some scores here. Big half for Caden Williford. Has been sorely missed in the lineup. Didn't play the last time these two teams got together, I do not believe. He had 9. Campbell Duncan had 6. Jackson Gill had 6. Perkins with 5. And Luke McReynolds with the big 2. Right there to beat the buzzer at the half. Duncan got it up a little bit early. And Luke able to catch the ball in the air and flip it up over his head to get his first bucket of the game and to push the Trojan lead to 3 going into the break. For Del Valle, once again, it's Keandre Coleman who's been running the show. He's the only player in double figures here so far tonight. He's got 10, had 14 the last time these two teams played, and Looks like he's well on his way to another strong performance already with 10 here in that first half. Hawkins and Terry both have 4. Foreman had 3. And Kentarius Hamilton and Nicholas McLean both poured in a bucket apiece for Del Valle as the Trojans make their way out of the locker room. Just about 90 seconds here before we get started here in the second half. Cardinals back out onto the court as well as Hawkins getting some shots up on the other end for Del Valle. But 28-25, Anderson has to do a much better job on the defensive end. The Del Valle guards have had a pretty easy time getting to the basket. Coleman with 10. Foul trouble hasn't been too much of a concern, but Gill did miss a lot of that first or the second quarter there with a pair of fouls. So still with 3 to give here in this second half, but now both squads getting ready to go back to their bench. And we'll be ready for the start of this second half here. Nice to see a good crowd in the stands here on a Tuesday night. As we'll update the scoreboard here for the third quarter. Both teams coming out. I believe the possession arrow should favor Anderson. And it will. Campbell Duncan will be the one to inbound it. Hasn't made great decisions with the basketball there in the first half, but still was able to put in 6 points. Just a few drives without much of a plan, but he also has been able to pass out of some of those drives with some really nice feeds and picked up a couple assists here, including a couple nice ones to Caden Williford, who did have 9 in the first half. Guy that makes a lot of hustle plays and finds himself open with offensive rebounds and some nice cuts, and definitely need that in a lineup like this. But here, Campbell Duncan with possession kicks it off to Noah Perkins, and we are underway here in the second half. McReynolds with 2. Left side, it's Williford looking to get it off to Gill, but just have to clear through. And now McReynolds has it, kicks it to the left side for Gill. Jackson Euro step into the lane, kick outside. Perkins open for 3. His shot no good. Campbell Duncan there on the rebound had it knocked away, and I think they're going to get him for a foul here. No, they're going to get Hawkins. So a good whistle there for the Trojans. It's Del Valle's first foul of the third quarter. 7:26 remains. Need to get it in here. Finds Campbell Duncan flash into the basket. Goes up, and Terry's going to foul him. So 2 quick fouls for Del Valle just 35 seconds in.
To the line for the Trojans. Campbell Duncan 2 shots.
Campbell Duncan struggled with the touch, especially away from the basket. He's 0 for 2 from the free throw line now. Make that 1 for 3 as Campbell Duncan knocks down his first. He's up to 7 points in the game. Anderson's lead is 4, and here's Terry pushing the pace. Gets it back to Keandre Coleman. I have to pay a lot of attention to him defensively. So he moves it over to the left side. Now back up top for McLean. Now Foreman looking to get it into Hawkins. Williford moves him off the block. Now back to Foreman, back to Coleman. Gill defending. He'll pull up from the elbow here. Going to go and try follow his own shot. Knew he missed it. Poked it away from Duncan. Now McReynolds is there, tries to save it, but Del Valle will retain possession as let Coleman get away with a lot of handsiness. But the officials have largely let both teams play here tonight. As here's McLean with it. Back to Coleman. Now Terry looking to get it inside the Hawkins. Double comes quickly from Williford, and he lost it out of bounds. Caden Williford there to affect him. Not a charge, but just a lost ball out of bounds. So 4-point lead for the Trojans. 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. McReynolds off to Gill, went through Jackson's hands, now off the foot of Terry. Del Valle the other way, all the way to the basket, off balance, no good, but McLean, taller than everybody, able to get it, but he lost it out of bounds. So a sloppy start to half number 2. And Anderson will have possession. Del Valle has the possession arrow. Duncan back to Perkins. Noah going to take the three. This one connects. That's Noah's second three of the ball game. He's up to 8 points. That pushes the Trojan lead to 7. 2 minutes here gone in the third quarter. Coleman. Now into the corner for McLean. Got to get him closer to the basket, but now Hawkins flashing to the cup. Gets it to go for Del Valle's first make of the half. Now Duncan. Pass back to Gill. Into the corner, Williford. He'll drive baseline all the way to the cup. Outside, McReynolds. Luke will fire from three. Luke gets that one to go. McReynolds' second bucket of the game. He's up to 5 points, and the Trojan lead is now 8. 25-27. I'll update the scoreboard here when I have a break in the action. Now back out. Terry, back up top to McLean. Now he passes. How did he thread the needle to Hawkins there? Richard Hawkins can't get it to go, but he'll head to the line for 2 free throws. This foul going to go against Perkins. I believe that's 3 on Noah.
First personal foul of the third quarter.
Mearswood getting ready to check in as Hawkins steps to the line for 2 shots. First one no good. Del Valle struggling from the line here.
Hawkins at the line, shoots one more.
Perkins to the bench with his third foul. Hawkins' free throw is no good. He goes 0 for 2, and this one's out of bounds. It'll act as an offensive rebound for Del Valle. Struggled on the rebounding on free throws throughout the season, but wide open in the corner was Terry. Decided not to take the shot. Instead, he'll go into the chest of Williford. A lot of contact. No. Into the hands of Hawkins. Ball batted around. Campbell Duncan there as Hawkins couldn't get the finish. And the refs are letting them play here. Gill. Gets it to Duncan. Now Campbell into the paint. He'll pull up over 2. Gets it to go. Nice touch. And we have a timeout for the gray, black, and red.
Timeout on the floor. Cardinals go. It's going to be a 30-second timeout.
It is a 30-second timeout. 3 remaining now for Del Valle. Anderson still with 4. Noah Perkins up to 8. Luke McReynolds up to 5. Hawkins up to 6, which matches his performance the last time these two teams met back in late December. Trojans have the lead back to 10 off the Campbell Duncan floater. Matches their largest of the ball game. Here's McLean, 1 dribble, pull up, kicks it back out to Terry. He'll fire from 3. That's no good. Long rebound to Campbell Duncan. Duncan taking the rock up for the Trojans. Trying to break down his defender. Hands it off to Gill. Screen comes. They'll switch it. Now back to Mearswa. Gets it inside Campbell Duncan. Able to avoid Foreman. Ball loose on the floor. Campbell going to collect it, throw it up, throw it in. And just like that, Campbell Duncan into double figures. He's got 11 points. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Crossing left is Foreman all the way to the basket. Dishes it off. McLean, nice drive and feed from Kevon Foreman. McLean with his second basket of the game. He's up to 4 points. Still a 10-point deficit. Trojans had it at 12 a moment ago. McReynolds off to Williford. Caden tries to avoid the defenders, just dishes it out to Gill. Jackson splits the double team. Kick out for Williford fading into the corner. Now Mearswa. Good ball movement for Anderson. Mearswa had it poked away. Now Coleman running. He'll go right at McReynolds, and Luke will pick up the foul on the block. That should be on the floor as Coleman was trying to pass it off, not shoot.
McReynolds is first, team second.
Foreman and Terry will head to the bench as Sharp checks in along with Hamilton. Here's Sharp with the ball, looking for McLean inside. Mearswood trying to front him. Now Coleman, Williford defending, giving him a little bit of space, not a shooter. Now Hamilton, back out for Sharp. Lost the ball, got it back. Spinning in on Mearswa, steps back to the elbow. Now kick out for Coleman. Now Keandre Coleman going into the chest of Williford, up into the air, and he's strong. He is small, but he is strong. Down to an 8-point lead for the Trojans. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 39-31, Campbell Duncan around Hawkins. Nice pass off to Mearswa, one dribble, and he can't get it to go at the basket. Now Coleman off and running. He's going to try and get to the basket as much as he can. Lost it. Now he's doubled on the baseline, and they're going to say he was pushed out of bounds by Williford. Owen Schaefer getting ready to check in now.
The Trojans, number 10, Kate Williford. His first 13 foul.
$12 for Coleman. They get it into Hawkins, now back out for Sharp. Here's Hamilton with the ball, McReynolds defending. Now looking for McLean inside, not there. Sharp will drive in into a double team, and a foul called. I can't tell on who. Looks like they're going to get Luke. And now that'll be free throws. No, excuse me. They already updated the scoreboard. That's just the fourth. Coleman with Seraph defending. Crosses to his right, spins in, double team comes, and he walked. No, another foul called.
Number 20, Midman Seraph. That's a 15th foul in the quarter. A new rule this year. We're going to shoot 2.
They've awarded Coleman for kind of flying into the paint as he airballs that one. Just make him uncomfortable as a driver. Goes 1 for 2, makes it a 7-point game. As Schaefer into the front court. And no foul call. Campbell Duncan, screen comes from Mearswa. Campbell into the paint, all the way to the cup. Off balance, no. Rebound goes to McLean. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Del Valle making a bit of a run. McLean, kick to the corner, no look pass as Hamilton will drive the lane. And off to McLean again. He'll go with McReynolds. And resetting. Coleman. Gonna go right. And Seraph doing a great job of turning him back. No foul call that time. Duncan. All the way to the basket. Floater. Got it. Campbell Duncan up to 13 points. Anderson's lead back to 9. 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Contarius Hamilton bringing the ball up for the Cardinals. He's got 2 points. Now there's Keandre Sharp. Now back out, moving the ball around over to Hawkins. Lob inside to McLean. He's stuck underneath the basket, though. Mearswa doing a good job defending. No good on the shot. Rebound loose. Campbell Duncan collects it. Anderson with possession. Now back to him. Now McReynolds. Into Duncan. Off to Seraph. As Nickman stuck without a dribble, off to Sol Mearswa. 50 seconds to play. Jab stepping. Now to his right. Mearswa spins. Nice move to the basket. Can't get it to go, but 2 free throws coming. Sol looking for his first points of the night with 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Keandre Coleman, second. Good for the Sol, 2 shot.
Sol's foul shot up and good.
Good on the first, each 1 more.
As 1 for 2 from Mearswa, but that does put it back to a 10-point lead. 45 seconds to go. Here's Coleman. Mathis picking him up on the other end. They go to Hawkins, just able to catch it. He goes into the chest of Mearswa. Sol blocked that, and that'll go out of bounds. Does act like an offensive rebound for the Cardinals, but a good defensive possession. Good defensive rep there for Sol Mears with the Trojan forward. Just a junior. Now kick to the corner. That's Keandre Sharp. He'll pull it back out. 30 seconds to go. Looks like Del Valle may try to hold, but in the hole that they're in, they might want to maximize possessions. Coleman quick feet on Mathis. As pass inside, McLean just able to clear it away. That was headed out of bounds. Now back out, Sharp, he'll try the three-pointer. That'll be good.
The three, Keandre.
His first make of the game. Anderson has 5 seconds. Campbell Duncan into the front court. All the way. He'll float it. No good, and Anderson can't get a follow. So a three-pointer from Keandre Sharp cuts it down to a 7-point game right as we enter the fourth quarter. Going to go ahead and step aside, and we will have the fourth quarter for you here in just a moment. You're watching Anderson basketball on Vype. Back in for the fourth. Campbell Duncan leads all scorers for the Trojans with 13. Keandre Coleman also has 13, so both of them with the game high. Williford had 9 in the first half, scoreless there in the third quarter. Noah Perkins hit a big three, and now this is a big opportunity for Del Valle as they hit a three there at the end of the quarter and now starting with the ball so they could cut that lead down from 10 to 5 in a hurry. As Sharp goes into the backcourt. I don't think he had established himself. I think that's what the call has to be, because I know you can go into the backcourt there, but he kind of caught it as he was hopping over the line, which I guess he hadn't established himself in the backcourt as somebody who can catch it in the backcourt, but awfully strange call there to start the quarter as Perkins can't connect on the three. Campbell Duncan can grab the offensive board, though. Goes up strong, gets it to go. So a big swing there for Anderson as Coleman racing ahead. Hamilton. He'll drive the baseline all the way to the basket. Probably got away with a walk there. Can't get the shot to go. Williford there on the glass. Jackson, 6 points in the game. Now into Duncan, knocked off the block there by Foreman. Now Williford, Caden hesitates, kicks back out, now into the corner. It's Perkins. He'll try again from three. This time no good as well. Campbell Duncan can't get the board, but he taps it to Williford. Now Luke McReynolds will try again from three. Hit one earlier, can't hit one there, and then Campbell Duncan going to get whistled for the over-the-back call. Campbell doesn't like it, but it looked good from here.
Was on the Trojans 21, Campbell Duncan, his first team first.
So 56 seconds gone. Now up ahead for Del Valle. Into the corner, McLean. He'll try the paint. Kicks back outside for Foreman. Foreman going to go right at McReynolds all the way to the cup. Too strong. Williford there on the glass. He's had a good game there. 6:45 to go. Pass ahead to McReynolds. Anderson now slowing it down. McReynolds going to drive the baseline. Had it poked away from behind by Foreman, and I think they're going to get him for a foul.
Was on the Cardinals, number 3.
Tough call against Foreman.
Foreman.
Thought he had a steal. McReynolds 10 bound for the Trojans. Lob inside Gill. Jackson not going to come down and just go up with it. Williford tried to take it away. Now a pass ahead to McLean. Spins.
2 more from McLean.
Looked a little funky, but McLean there. Drops it in. Anderson. No, excuse me. Del Valle going to go here for the timeout. They trail it by 7. It's 44-37 off that make from McLean. McLean wasn't in double figures with 13 the last time these two teams played. Just 6 here tonight. We do have a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and step aside. You're watching Anderson basketball on Vype. Back in the fourth quarter. It will be Anderson ball off the Del Valle timeout. Keandre Coleman, 13 points for the Cardinals. Campbell Duncan with 15 and the game high for the Trojans. It should be a baseline now, yeah. It was off a make. Now pressure coming from Del Valle. Imagine they put McLean on the ball here with that reach, and they will. Now Gill gets it in. I think they might go for the half-court trap, or maybe they're just trying to make Anderson sweat a little bit. Looks like that's the case. Gill had it. Gets it off to Williford after a dangerous pass. Caden clears away. Kick out for Perkins into the corner. Firing from three into the game. No good. That was Cade DeShazo. Haven't seen much of him, but into the rotation now. Williford shot fake. All the way to the basket. Off balance, no good. The rebound goes to Del Valle and a foul from McReynolds. DeShazo off the bench, missing the corner three. That'll be three on Luke. Second for the Trojans. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time. And a short stint there as Campbell Duncan going to check back in. Coleman off to Foreman. Now back for Hamilton. As that looked like a foul on Williford, they let him play on. Sharp misses the pull-up J. Been a physical game. As they get it into Campbell Duncan, but Coleman is going to take it away. Gill going to have to chase down block. And Gill pings it against the backboard, but they'll get him for the foul.
Those are the shots going to be in the Trojans. Number 4, Jackson Gill, his third. To the line for the Cardinals, Mr. Coleman, 2 shot.
Coleman with 13, 10 of those in the first half. Makes the first.
Keandre get on the first, shoots one more.
Two for two. Makes it a 5-point game with as many minutes left, 5 and change. Here's McReynolds. Coleman picking him up, got to go get him some help. As double comes, now it's a 4-on-5 for Anderson. Williford just decides to slow down, lobs it into Perkins. Now Noah will pull it back out, had it poked away. Coleman active hands once again. Anderson got a D up. Foreman gets it to McLean. Jab step. He'll pull up. Shots on the way. It's no good. Rebound goes to Gill. Now Gill going to take it all the way to the basket. Lost it going up. Able to collect it in midair and lay it in. Jackson Gill's up to 8. Now Foreman to his left. Into the chest of Williford. Back outside. Hamilton into the corner. Sharp hit one a few moments ago. Hits it again.
That's a 3. Mr. Sharp.
4-point game. Del Valle surging here in the fourth. Gill. Sharp defending. And a foul call on Sharp.
Cardinals, number 20, Sharp.
Second team foul for Del Valle. As Anderson going to use a timeout. Del Valle arguing the call, saying Gill sent an elbow at Sharp. And Sharp came back with a little bit of a push, but the offensive player is always going to have a little bit more leeway in that regard. He's entitled to his own space. Sharp can't get up on him that tight. But I feel that explanation would fall on deaf ears for Del Valle. 15 points in the game for Coleman. 5 in this half, 10 in the first. It's down to a 4-point lead for Anderson. Had it as up to as many as 12 there in the third quarter. It'll be Sharp and Hamilton out there with Foreman, Coleman, and McLean. Williford on the bench here for Anderson. It's Gill, McReynolds, Mearswa, Perkins, and Duncan. 4.5 to go. Anderson with 3 team fouls. Del Valle with 2. Perkins to inbound. Now Duncan, Foreman defending. Backdoor cut from Gill, beautiful feed, and that's got to be a goaltend. And it will be.
Got the basket differential credited to Jackson Gill.
So nice two-man game between the big man, Campbell Duncan, and the guard, Gill. Here's Coleman, off to McLean. Now back to Hamilton. They're going for Coleman here, of course. Off to McLean. Now he'll fire a deep corner three. That's no good. Perkins able to clear it away over the smaller Coleman. Halfway gone here in the quarter. Perkins moves through, back out for Gill. Now pass into Mearswa, dangerous. Soul looking for Campbell Duncan. I might just pull this back out. Soul now stuck without a dribble. Somebody's got to go help him. And Anderson going to burn another timeout. Good for them that they held on to so many. I think they only took one in the first half. They have 2 left. This will just be a 30-second timeout.
Not supposed to tell you this, but both teams have 2 fulls.
Every team with 5 timeouts to start, 3 full, 2:30.
Hey, let's hear for the cheerleaders. That's well done, ladies and gentlemen.
Now with just over 3.5 minutes to go in the game, Anderson leads by 6. Gill on that last basket, which was ruled a goaltender, basket interference, however you want to call it, is crossed into double figures with 10. Duncan inbound. Now going into the backcourt is McReynolds to chase it down. Coleman defending with those active hands. Campbell Duncan will hand it off to Gill. Loose ball. Jackson dives to the floor to save it. And fortunately for Anderson, they won't have to burn another timeout. Pass into Campbell Duncan, and he turns it over. 3:25 to go. Foreman off to Sharp. Can't leave him open. 48-45. Del Valle's got something to cheer for. And a foul call here against Del Valle. That'll be the 3rd on the Cardinals. They'll get Foreman.
Number 3, Foreman is 3rd.
It'll be Perkins to inbound. 3:09 to go. As checking in now is Hawkins. I'll just go the easy way. Mearswa. Soul's got 5. Now off to McReynolds. Luke stuck without a dribble. Going to hand it off to Gill. Jackson around the corner. Lost it behind his back. Sharp. Ball loose on the floor. Diving to the floor is McReynolds. Campbell Duncan has it. Up into the air. Gets to the basket. Gets the shot to fall. Campbell Duncan up to 17 points. McReynolds could have been whistled for a loose ball foul there, I felt. But now it's back up to a 5-point lead. Coleman back outside. Now Foreman. Sharp, 9 points of the game, all on threes. Gets around McReynolds and a foul call.
Was on the Trojans, number 14, Mearswa, first.
.227 to play. First one no good. Sharp missed them both. Perkins there on the board. Loose ball, throw it ahead to McReynolds. Now Luke's got to slow down here. Now off to Campbell Duncan. 2:20 to go as Anderson playing heart attack ball. They get it off to Campbell Duncan. Duncan, one dribble and a foul called this time. That is the final foul to give.
Cardinals number 3, Foreman is fourth.
Gill to inbound, lobs it in for Duncan. Loose ball, Coleman had his back to it, and Campbell able to corral it. Duncan off to Mearswa. Under 2 minutes to play. It's a 5-point game, 50-45. Gill puts it on the deck. Caught up in the air, and Coleman took it away from him. He'll have a run out. Gets the layup.
Coleman is still finished.
Now down to a 3-point game with 1:45 to go. Anderson's got to protect the basketball. There's now a timeout called for the Trojans. They've got one left.
Timeout on the floor. Trojans coach. Got to be a full timeout.
As Del Valle, very active hands, very intense defensively, really speeds Anderson up. Both teams out of fouls to give. Unfortunate moments ago, Keandre Sharp missing both free throws. He's shot the ball very well from the floor. He's got 3 threes tonight and 9 points. Gill up to 10. Four team fouls apiece. So unless it's an offensive foul, whoever gets fouled will be shooting. Possession arrow does lie with the Anderson Trojans. 2 timeouts left for Del Valle, just the one, as I said, for Anderson. .102 seconds, 1:42 left. They go into the backcourt for Duncan. Ever since that whistle earlier in the game, I'm really nervous about going into the backcourt. Williford. Off to Gill. Points are precious here. As is time. Under 90 seconds to play. Williford off to Gill. Into Campbell Duncan. Campbell behind the three-point line, facing up. Now McReynolds off to Williford. Trojans using clock, working the ball around. Williford off to Campbell Duncan. Down under 105, and now Del Valle going to foul.
Fouling the Cardinals, number 10, Richard Hawkins.
And not the worst idea fouling Duncan, not the strongest from this charity stripe.
To the line for the Trojans.
106 to play.
2 shots.
First one up and good, pure. Campbell, clutch. McLean to inbound. McReynolds going to check out. Mearswa in along with Duncan, Gill, Williford, and Perkins. See what Del Valle tries to do here. Here's Coleman. He's been the hot man for Del Valle all game, but Sharp has come alive here in the in the second half in the fourth quarter. Coleman driving baseline. Double team. Perkins had it for a moment, lost it. Now Sharp off the ricochet. He'll get an open look. That'll just rattle out. Gill there on the board. And a sigh of relief for the Anderson Trojans. 40 seconds to go. They lead by 5, and a foul called against Coleman. You wrapped him up. Some good open field tackling from Coleman.
Campbell Duncan, 2 shots.
2 more for Duncan. And Anderson will be shooting the rest of the way. That one no good from Duncan. 39 seconds, 39.55 if we want to split hairs. Checking in is Hamilton. Checking out is Foreman. Noah Hernandez, number 11, into the game for the first time. One must assume he's got a pretty good jumper. Duncan goes 0 for 2. Now Sharp the other way. Here comes Hawkins. Euro step, lost the ball. Noah Perkins has it. And Gill with a heads-up play. Perkins threw it to him when he was standing out of bounds. Gill able to establish himself and get the ball without turning the ball over. And now 2 free throws will be coming for Jackson Gill. What a, you can't take that for granted. A big play from Jackson Gill there.
Jackson Gill to the line, 2 shots.
Sometimes in a situation like this, you weren't thinking fundamentals, you weren't thinking about establishing your feet. And Gill, a senior who has been on the varsity roster since he was a freshman, with the brainy play there, knocks down the first to push it to 6. 26 seconds remain. And this one would go a long way in putting the Trojans up for good. Can't connect, still a 6-point game, under 25 seconds to play. Sharp, up ahead, just gonna fire is Hernandez, no good off back iron, rebound goes long to Hamilton. Anderson will give him the 2 at the basket, and now a timeout for Del Valle. 4-point game as Contarius Hamilton with his second bucket of the game to make it 53-49. Anderson not out of the woods yet, there's 14 seconds to go.
Timeout situation, both coaches have won, both fools.
And that one more timeout for Del Valle is big because the clock runs on a made basket. So Anderson, where they would normally be able to kind of dilly-dally if Del Valle were to make another, Del Valle most likely will burn that timeout. So you really have to worry about these free throws here. Still plenty of time, 14 seconds to go. 53-49, both teams out of fouls to give. Both teams in the bonus. And of course, this season, as you know, by this point the rules have changed. No more 1-and-1, just straight to the double bonus on 5 team fouls and a quarter.
And McReynolds, we're looking for a clock guy. McReynolds, we need a clock guy.
.0 on the clock. Same unit in for Anderson. It's Duncan and Gill along with Williford, Mirzwa, and Perkins. Caden's wide open in the corner. Get it to Caden. He's wide open, and he'll just wait. Del Valle got to him quick. Just 2.5 seconds will roll off. Williford will head to the free throw line to get himself into double figures. Had 9 in the first half. None here in the second, but big ones here. 11 seconds to go. No good. One for 2, and that's a big one for Williford. It puts the lead back to 5. Now Del Valle will have to go up the full length of the court. Now Hamilton. 7 seconds left. Hamilton will pull up for 3. Looks on from here. No good. Schaefer there on the glass. And they'll get Hawkins on the foul, and that should do it.
Fouls on the Cardinals, number 1.
I think they'll get 10.
10.
Yeah,
Backwards.
Hawkins. And now Schaefer to the line, but Del Valle all out of time here. Just 3 seconds remain. As Owen, well, hey, he gets into the scoring column with that one, so nice not to have a scoreless night for Owen Schaefer. Hasn't played too terribly much here tonight. Got them both.
Automatic.
So Caden Williford, as let's see what the final result will be with the Hamilton full court heave, no good. Anderson wins it, 56-49. 56-49 off of impressive nights from Campbell Duncan, Jackson Gill, and Caden Williford. All of them into scoring column. They had a hard time stopping Keandre Coleman. Had 17 points in the ballgame. And 19 for Duncan, 11 for Gill, 10 for Williford. This is our penultimate home game. Anderson will be back for senior night. That one will be next week, off on Friday. So I'm sure these high school guys who don't get a lot of Fridays off in the middle of the season are happy to have this Friday off. And then we will have 2 road games next week. I believe we start on the road at Dripping Springs, and then on Friday they will go on the road against the Austin Maroons. Austin, a team that they beat the first time around. Dripping Springs took them down in this building a few weeks ago. And that'll do it for us here tonight. Want to thank you all for tuning into the broadcast. Anderson winning. Let me update the scoreboard, get it correct. 56-49 the final score off big nights from a couple of seniors and some excellent defense down the stretch. Trojans able to pick up the victory. They led by as many as 12. They end up winning by 7. Some good fight in this Del Valle team, who will drop to 3-9 in district play. Anderson hot on their tail. They improve to 3-10. Got a couple more winnable ones up ahead for the Anderson Trojans. Got to finish the season strong. They've been playing much better basketball down at the stretch, as tends to be their MO. Unfortunately, no postseason for them this year, but still plenty of pride to play for. Got your friends who are seniors, plenty for them to play for. But that'll do it for us here tonight. Signing off now, my name is Jack Farrell. I want to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. And for all of us here at Vype, we want to wish you a good night, a good rest of your week, a good Friday off, and we will be back next Tuesday.